myself Dr. DHANALAXMI, Department of EC, Assistant Professor. I am going to teach electronic devices and circuits to the electrical students. First, what is the main difference between the electronics and electricals? Electrons means simply flow or electrons movement is there in devices. The devices are like diodes, transistors, MOSFETs, FETs. Under that, electrons, electrically charged particles, that is holes, that holes are moved from which place to which place. First, what is electronics? Next, we can discuss what are the electronic devices. Next, what are the electrical devices? Then we can discuss some comparison tables, some similarities. First, what is electronics? Electronics is a branch of science and technology which makes use of controlled motion of electrons through different media and vacuum. The ability to control electron flow is usually applied to information handling or device control. Then these electronic devices perform a particular task by controlling the flow of electrons and other electrically charged particles. Some electronic devices are diodes, transistors. Suppose example, we can take a diode that will be perform a task. The task is in forward bias condition. This is act as a switch. In reverse bias condition, this acts as a off switch. Next, in transistor like that, same as it acts as an amplifier. Then electrical devices. Some electrical devices are example fan, light. These electrical devices are those devices which will perform a particular task by flow of electrons only. This is the main difference of the electrical and electronics. And another way, the definition of electrical devices are those devices which will change one form of energy to another form of energy. What is the difference? Main difference is nothing but electrical and electronic devices. This is flow of electrons, but which will not controlled by the electrical devices, which will be controlled by the electronic devices. Then some comparisons of electrical devices and electronic devices. The first main definition of the electrical devices: device which uses electrical energy performing the work. In electronic devices, the device which control the flow of electrons perform the particular task. Then what are the materials used in electrical devices? Like copper, aluminum are used for the conduction of current. In electronic devices, the materials are used semiconductor materials like silicon and germanium. The main operating principle of the electrical devices are it will convert the electrical energy into other form of energy. In electronic devices, it uses the electrical energy for performing a particular task. Then what are the current? In electrical devices, alternating current. In electronic devices, direct current. The voltage in electrical devices are high voltage, in electronic devices low voltage. The power consumption in electrical devices, less in electronic devices. The response time of these electrical devices are fast compared to the electronic devices. Then required space of the electrical devices is more and electronic devices are less. In safe wise, we can electrical devices are less, more in electronic devices. The uses for doing in mechanical work, for amplifying the weak signal, for coding the information. Some examples of the electrical devices are motors, generators. The examples of electronic devices are transistors, diodes. The similarities of the electrical devices and electronic devices are flow of electrons. one of the similarity. Next, use of the transformer. Suppose we can take the similarity in by using electrical devices and electronic devices. We can use a transformer. This primary, it will be converted into the high voltage to the low voltage. In another example also we can take rectifier circuit design also. Next, we can go for the cell bus. In cell bus, the first unit, the 4 units are there. The main learning objectives are first objectives, conduction in semiconductors and semiconductor diode characteristics. Second learning objective is half wave and full wave rectifiers without and with filters. Next, third learning objective is transistor characteristics, biasing and thermal stabilization. Then fourth objective is FET characteristics, biasing and special devices. That special devices are like SCR, UJT, DAC, triac. The first unit contains the conduction in semiconductors like conductivity of semiconductor, carrier concentration, intrinsic semiconductor, extrinsic semiconductors, and Fermi level energy, and impurities, diffusion current, diffuse current, and carrier lifetime, Hall effect, continuity equations. Next part is semiconductor diode characteristics. Then PN junction diode, what is the VI characteristics of PN junction diode and qualitative of PN junction diode, and next PN junction diode characteristics, space charge, transition capacitance, these like. Next unit we can discuss the rectifier. Rectifier means half wave rectifiers, full wave rectifiers, ripple factors, harmonic components rectifiers, inductor filters, capacitor filters, next L section filters, and different types of filters. Next, third unit we can discuss the transistor characteristics. The junction transistor, what are the types of junction transistors, transistor components, it acts as a amplifier, the common base, common emitter, common collector configurations. Next half part of the third unit is biasing of the transistor. What is the operating point, how to work as a switch, this like, compensation, thermistor, sensistor compensations. Next, the fourth unit of our cell bus, field effect transistors. We can learn the construction of FET, MOSFET, and different types of FET. What are the types of MOSFET, and enhancement MOSFET and depletion type MOSFET. Next, we can discuss the biasings also. Fixed bias, self bias, voltage divider bias. This like we can discuss. Finally, we can learn the special devices. This special devices is nothing but SCRs, triac, DIAC, LED, LCD, lasers. These are the special devices. These are the content of our 4 units. Next, the textbooks are referred in our syllabus. Jacob, Milliman, Christus, C. Halkis, Satyabhata. Electronic devices and circuits. This MC Grahel education, it is 2007. Next, another book is Electronic Devices, Circuits and Theory, is Boylsted and Louis Nashelke. This is another book. These are the 2 books we can learn this subject. The next reference books are there, 2 books, Adele S. Seidra and Kenneth C. Smith, Microelectronic Circuits. This is the 6th edition book. Next, another book is Donald Neiman Electronic Circuits book, Analysis and Design. This is the 3rd edition of the Hill Education Private Limited. Next, after completion of this course, some outcomes are getting. That outcomes are, the first outcome is analyze conduction in semiconductors, estimate the diode performance of the characteristics. The second outcome is examine the performance of characteristics of rectifiers with and without filters. And third outcome is design the biasing transistors and compare the various configurations of the BJT. Next, fourth outcome of this subject is design of fed biasing circuits and study the different types of special devices. Then this EDC subject is used in different applications. Those applications are in communication and entertainment, industrial, medical science, defense. In different applications we can use this EDC subject, like transistors, diodes. Some of the mini projects also we can do by using this electronic devices. Thank you, friends.